this shit. What up, nigga? Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Fucking head, man.
Angry Fan Movement is the movement to move with. URL TV for life. You already know what it is.
You definitely got a hard job ahead of you and shit. Trying to maintain all this, doing this.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I think a lot of people overlook with us is when it comes down to it is our consistency. By the time y'all are, you know what I mean, focusing on Blackout, you know, we're promoting Blackout, but we're already in the process of setting up 3 other events. You know what I mean? Our workload doesn't really stop, and that's one thing a lot of people overlook when it comes to King of the Dot is, like, how many events we actually throw for up-and-comers, prove yourselves, to, you know, mid-tiers, the top tiers, and what we're continually doing to help push the scene and evolve, you know. We're creating a platform for everybody, man, and that's just it, right? We work.
Yeah, I mean, shit, that's all you really can do and shit. Just ignore the hate and keep it pushing and shit. Y'all definitely been out for a long ass fucking time and shit. Became a very well respected brand, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the existing leagues right now, we definitely are the longest existing league. You know what I mean? Going at the moment, because the only people that were really before us were Grind Time, and Grind Time I don't think is too active anymore. So.
Hey yo, you know what I was gonna ask you? How come DNA had never got a title shot in King of the Dot? We was actually talking about it earlier.
Yeah, I think DNA has a lot of good performances in King of the Dot, but once he starts to, like, get on a little run, you know what I mean? He does stuff to, like, will, like, kill the momentum, and it'll be, like, you know, go, you know, periods of time where he won't take a battle in King of the Dot, or, you know, he just have his underwhelming performances, like, per se, you know, last year against Immaculate at Blackout, you know what I mean? It wasn't DNA's strongest performance, so it's just, like, little things like that, but he's always up there in contention. I just don't think he's really kind of made, like, the full effort and really went for it. You know what I mean? A lot of this stuff relies on the battlers, too. It's not just so much me, but when we have to choose someone that's going to be, like, a champion for our league, they need to be someone that we can trust as the better intentions for us as well. You know what I mean? We're going to be putting a lot into you. If people are battling every weekend for leagues across everywhere, you know what I mean, they're probably better to not be suited as our champion because their plate's full as is. And, you know what I mean, it's like not kind of the direction we want to take with our champion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If we have a champion and he's going and battling, you know, in a different league 3 times a month, eventually they're going to take some losses, and then it's like people are like, oh, well, I'm the champ now. Yeah. So, you know, it's kind of in that scenario. We got to just kind of always put forth the best interest of the title itself, you know what I mean, and make sure that it holds the weight that it does and isn't just like a piece of jewelry around someone's neck that holds no value.
That's true. That's true. Yo, we was talking to Big K. Kind of crazy because I never really thought about it that Big K actually can't get a title shot. Basically,
no,
right?
He can.
He can?
People are presuming that we won't do a title match in America. That's not the case whatsoever. It's just that right now, as of Immaculate's the first American champion in a minute, right? So before that, it was always like Pat Stay holding it or Kane. And when Disaster had it, Disaster had a bigger buzz in Toronto than I felt like he had in Los Angeles. So it just made more sense. Like, you're not going to take Mayweather and make him go fight in London, England when he's making all the money he is in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's kind of just where it went. Now, we're doing this one at Blackout because it's just, you know, world domination and Blackout. I think we always will try to kind of aim to have title shots, but at the same time, the LA division and everything's been ever growing and growing stronger and being able to facilitate these type of costs that get associated with the title match, you know, because title matches get expensive. There's not only the payments for the wrestlers, but then you have the extra bonus money they get for winning. You have the gold chain and everything like that. So to be able to facilitate these costs and everything, they needed to be at events that can sustain this type of, you know what I mean, revenue that it's bringing in and capital we're spending on this stuff, right? So.
And Blackout's definitely going to be on pay-per-view, right?
Oh, yeah. You can get the pay-per-view at KOTD.tv. You know, it's going to be live, on-site editing, all that stuff by Avocado and King Fly, always killing it. You know, so I'm pumped for this one, man. This is, honest to God, I know, like, I feel like maybe the hype isn't as big as last year because Drake was involved last year, so I think that mystery, everyone thought Drake was actually, like, for some reason going to battle, you know? So it had that, like, mystique behind it, but this is probably one of the strongest cards that I've ever personally put together.
Mm. One of the strongest cards.
Yeah, I personally feel so. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I think there's a lot of matchups on here that I find very intriguing to myself as a battle fan right now.
So as for the Blackout card, do you pick them or do you go by the fans or what? How do you actually pick who's going to be on Blackout?
Usually just by who's killing it at the moment. In matchups that make sense, man. I hate setting up battles that are like forcing people into doing something they don't want to do, because that's how you get half-assed performances from people. So it's really just kind of being in communication with everyone, finding out kind of everyone's main goals, their view and the path that they want to take as far as battling within King of the Dot, and making it happen that way. Stuff that will intrigue people, surprise people, stuff people are expecting. I mix up Cam because I don't want to make them too predictable. You know what I mean? Like if I do an event where it's totally all obscure, then people are going to pick up on the next event that, okay, well, last year was all obscure. This year is going to be all obscure too. So you throw in a mix of like expected matchups, unexpected matchups, names that people haven't seen before, want to see, names that can continue to kill it, and stuff like that, right? There's no real process. Like it's not like a draft pick or nothing like that, right? But I mean, just overall, who's killing it, who's putting in the work, who's hungry. Being hungry is one of the main things I look for, especially these days, because we're in this era where so many battlers are talking about like they don't care, or they're acting like they don't care. And to me, that's not cool to watch. That's not fun to watch. I like watching the Danny Myers. I like watching the disasters, because like you see the emotion in them when they battle. You know what I mean? It makes you care watching it. So I like that shit. That's kind of what I go for as far as people that want to do this.
Yeah, I mean, we're all anticipating to see the matchups and all that. So it's just like it's really hard to promote Blackout.
It is and it ain't, right? Because it's promoting itself.
Yeah.
The fact that people don't know the matchups gets people to talk about it, and like everyone, it's just speculation. I don't know. I like it. At first, I was super worried when I first came up with the concept. I was super worried if we were going to be able to pull it off or not. But I think we've done a good job, kind of branding it and making it intriguing and having it so it doesn't leak and all that shit. I know our city's pumped about it. Just like the hype in Toronto is pretty crazy about it.
Okay. Hey, how's the up and coming scene in battle rap in Canada?
Could be better, to be honest with you. We've been doing, a lot of like prove yourselves and just trying to scout talent and stuff. We're going to be doing another squad tour this year, which is basically, we all jump on a tour bus and go across Canada and everything, and we'll probably do the northern part of the United States as well. And, me scout talent that way, try to just set up like quick, 2 rounds, 90-second battles and everything in a bunch of cities and see if anyone stands out and make shit happen. But I mean, there's a lot of up-and-comers in Ground Zero that I think are about to break, and, you know what I mean? Like, when I say break, I don't mean become, a superstar. I mean, break out of the mold of, just being the average mid-tier battler. I think a lot of them are on the right path and shit like that. So it's just been a little downtime recently, I feel like, to be honest with you.
Okay. But you definitely are looking definitely a certain scene. How big is Canada to find battlers? I would think you would have a lot of battlers coming at you.
See, that's the thing, right, man? Once you do this we're going on our 8th year this year, so it's no longer like this brand new, exciting thing people are hearing of for the first time and want to try out. It's that people know the magnitude of it now. So a lot of battlers and stuff are kind of almost intimidated to sign up and stuff because they want to be at a certain level before they ever go do it, because they understand the repercussions that will follow if you don't do good. But other than that, Toronto itself, man, is a mega city. I think it's like 3rd, 4th largest city in North America, other than New York, Los Angeles. It's bigger than every other city in America. I think Mexico City, New York, and Los Angeles are the only cities bigger, but it's different. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, well, shit, hey, keep doing your thing. I ain't knocking that shit. I mean,
that is really dope. That's dope. I see you have an up-and-comer that I really like. Well, you have several up-and-comers that I like. But from Michigan, I like Shotty P. I think he has a lot of potential. And what made you guys change your mind about Newborn? What that was last year. There was the kind of the differences there or whatever? What made you guys decide to put him on Blackout?
I mean, I don't think it was ever, you know what I mean, changing my mind on Newborn. I've always known Newborn's talent and everything, but, like, we have kind of this set way we do things in King of the Dot, and it's like when people just expect stuff and, like, they get on cards, it's like you're not going to sell a certain amount up here. We got to kind of look for our better interests as well, you know. Newborn did a battle in Bar Wars. We kind of look at Bar Wars as, like, they're kind of like an affiliate to King of the Dot. Gully and Sean Moore have been working real hard together and everything as far as, you know, building a bridge between Detroit and Toronto. And I think it's just like, you know, comes as a testament to that of, you know what I mean, seeing Newborn. He went there, he battled Jonai. You know, Jonai came, he battled in King of the Dot after, so it would have been like, you know, kind of looking like we had a grudge against him if I wasn't going to hook the kid up. But I spoke to Newborn. I think it's more like the perception on the internet was a lot more than what it was of the tension really between us. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think we just had this, like, stance on something. He posted something, and because he posted that, it made us almost, like, have to take the stance we said, because if we broke it, then every other rapper is just going to rebel again and think that's the way to get shit done. You know what I mean?
I'm glad to see Born is on there, though. I want to see what his opponent is now. This shit going to be all right here. Born got to show up.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's back a nigga for a little minute. He got to show up.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be a hype event. I'm pumped for it, man. We got some crazy shit coming up, too.
Yeah, you got Cortez on there, too.
Yeah, Cortez is fire lately, too. Cortez always been on King of the Dot. He's always been, the Toronto crowd really takes him well.
I don't know, man. It's just, you got so many names on here.
There's Serious Jones, there's Disaster, there's Iron Solomons, there's Head Ices, there's, you know what I mean, there's a lot of big names in there that people forget about because they got to mention 20.
Now, here's the whole thing. Now, the artists actually know who their opponent is already, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. All right.
So that's another task I always have, right, is making sure that the artists don't leak something online by an accident, you know? Tweeting their opponent, yada, yada, and if they do, then it's like damage control mode. So that's always a huge worry as well.
Got you.
Because that's definitely happened a couple times, you know, but...
and then all kinds of chaos happens and shit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for the most part, but now nobody, like, I think it was so much in the first 2 years of doing it, but now everybody knows, like, okay, how do I believe you anyway? What you're saying is just speculation, you know? So even when stuff does get leaked, everyone thinks the battlers are trolling or something like that, and then they realize, well, you know, delete it or go run with it or something. Who knows?
Okay, that's good. So, hey, Organik, we're going to get you back on next week, if possible.
Hell yeah, man. I'm with it.
All right?
Yes, sir. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm going to inbox you, bro.
Always.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Yeah, the lineup is looking pretty dope. Like I haven't been keeping up with it, and normally I do, but yeah, I'm like, maybe, you know what? Maybe we can get that Carter Deans and Head Ice. I actually started to feel that match, and then they decided not to do it. That might be all right. Crickets, maybe not, maybe so.
Oh, you know, is Blue on?
Blue?
Blue. Okay. He's on, Wayne? He's online?
Yeah.
Nigga fan 007. What up? You good? I'm alive, I'm breathing. Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Fucking heads, man.
And you fan movement is the movement to move with.